I just got out of the theater watching Black Adam, the next installment in this DCEU. Hey, welcome back to the Ping Pong Flix. My name is Chris Wong. So Black Adam is the next installment in the DCEU. It stars Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson as Teth Adam, aka Black Adam, and includes the Justice Society of America. You've got Hawkman, you've got Dr. Fate, Atom Smasher, and Cyclone. And you've got hints of the third act villain, Sabbac, in the trailers. But for the most part, the movie revolves around Black Adam brutally killing people. I mean, yes, the first act was kind of slow to get there, and, the narration from the kid is not that good. Like, I wish the kid delivered his lines a little bit better, and I just felt like every time the kid said something, I just didn't quite see it. He's not as charming as Freddie Freeman from Shazam. And a lot of times when the kid came on screen, he kind of really took me out of it. And I also wish you saw a little bit more of Conduct, to actually see modern Conduct actually be oppressed by the Intergang. And I felt like those are like the two main things that really stood out to me by the end of the movie, including the subpar story. But once Black Adam showed up and the action just came out of nowhere, it was awesome. I think that's what really sold this movie, is the promise that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson said. Like, this is going to be a whole new ballgame in terms of action. And it feels like I really miss this type of action since the Man of Steel, Batman v Superman third act days. Or even the Wonder Woman movie or the Aquaman movie. Like, Matt Reeves, the Batman, doesn't have this type of action. The Suicide Squad didn't have this type of action. Wonder Woman 1984 is pretty devoid of action. Like, we're finally getting back to that fast-paced Dragon Ball epic style action. And it really is no holds barred. Once we got into it, from the ending of the first act to the second to the third, is going from one action scene to the next action scene, and it was really fast-paced. And it's just one of those movies that you could just really, truly enjoy and want to watch again. Does that mean it shouldn't have been more developed? No. And even though I really like this movie, I think there is a better movie that it could have been. Like, I think it could have been longer. It felt like they truncated a lot of the development. Like, I wish I knew a little bit more about Cyclone. I wish I knew a little bit more about Atom Smasher. I wish I knew a little bit more about the relationship between Hawkman and Dr. Fate. And although it wasn't fully explained, I think there were elements and hints of those relationships. Like, maybe there was more interaction that was kind of cut out. And aside from the brutal action, there was some funny moments as well. There was some humor that really didn't work for me, but there were some funny moments that really got the theater laughing. Like the interaction between Hawkman and Atom Smasher, that was really hilarious. There were even humorous scenes with Black Adam himself. And even though he's supposed to be this brooding anti-hero, he's still got some of that Rock charm going on. And I really dug the epic third act. Most people don't like the third acts from these superhero movies for some reason. I love Superman vs. Zod third act in Man of Steel. I love the Doomsday third act in BVS. I even love the Wonder Woman vs. Ares in Wonder Woman 2017. The huge epic final battle like Goku versus Broly, that kind of anime type action. I always dug that in a third act film. And that's kind of exactly what we got in this movie, especially with that epic soundtrack is totally blaring throughout this whole movie. All in all, my wife and I had a fun time in the theater. It was a great blockbuster, popcorn-eating action movie. It's kind of like a live-action DC animated movie. So yeah, if you're looking for something more deeper, with more character development, and like a political and social commentary, you're probably not going to get a lot of that. But if you're there for the comic book action, this is your movie. Okay, now I want to talk about the post-credit scene. So if you haven't really seen my channel and you kind of don't want to know anything about a post-credit scene, then, well, see you later. But if you're still here, and obviously I'm wearing this shirt, one of the reasons why I bought the ticket to Black Adam early on is that I wanted to see this guy come back. Boy, does he show up at the post-credit scene, and I knew he was going to show up. So I was kind of annoyed that there were a few people just leaving the theater during that time. Like, I get it, this is a DC movie, you're not used to a post-credit scene for a DC movie, but hold on a minute, you want to wait for this. So when the moment showed up, Amanda Waller's talking, and through the smoke, you see Superman. He walks right out, and he has this commanding commanding appearance to him. He's got the spit curl now. He's got the bright red and blue colors. And yes, I listened very carefully, even though there was some screaming and shouting. They do play the John Williams score. Though it was kind of like an ominous version of a John Williams score. I'm definitely gonna have to see that again. But it's there, and it's really just a little announcement that Henry Cavill is indeed back as Superman. And they're definitely teasing that they're gonna have that little battle. Because Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson was already teasing, hey, I'm going to hit him first. And I bet when that actually happens, it's going to be amazing. But what a great way to end a high spectacle action comic book movie with a promise of another high energy spectacle epic movie, Black Adam against Superman. Alright, did you see Black Adam? What did you think? Share your thoughts in the comments down below.